Whoa, this is the Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm up here on doing the evening walk with Owl. We're having some oranges. So I got an email the other day asking, some viewer had been away from my channel for a while and was asking that, I speak more freely about my relationship with God, and if I'd always had a relationship with God or if it was a newfound thing since I'd had my son. And I explained it to him, and I figured I'd make a video about it because I've always had a relationship with God, and I've had it in the video and I've spoken about it, but I haven't been one to speak about it in a way that would make you feel less than. And I feel that I can speak about it more openly because I'm not talking about religion. I want to make that super clear. I am not talking about religion. To me, religion is the exact opposite of God. It's an artificial construct that men have created and women have created to put themselves between an individual and their relationship with God. God and I contact each other directly. I don't need anybody to interface me with that relationship. With that said, I think I speak more freely about it because I've been making these videos for 7 years, and I think you have to earn your right to speak about God. I think that the proof is in my journey, that God has been with me, and that I have been pretty much a passenger on God's journey for me. And a lot of people are super uptight about it, and I get why you're uptight about it. That's why I don't believe in religion, man. And it can be argued that all sorts of things are religious, that you could say that people's accumulation of interest-bearing currency in the name of accumulating things is a religion. You could argue that the LGBTQT thing is a religious thing. You could argue that all sorts of things are religions. And what is a religion to me is any group of people that's saying it's my way or the highway, that you're wrong for not thinking the way I think. See, because I have a relationship with God, and my God is loving, kind, and beautiful. I don't need to say that you're wrong. All I need to do is stay true to myself, and that is the attraction versus the promotion. So I believe that if you truly have a relationship with God, you promote it in your actions and how you behave amongst your fellow human beings and your passengers on Spaceship Earth. Al, be careful, please. Will you walk away from the edge right here? Here, let's go over here. Come on. Oops. Yeah. So where was I? So my take on it is this. For just to clarify the record, I consider myself a Christian. Jesus Christ is my personal savior. I believe in the resurrection. I believe that the Bible is the word of God, and that's my experience. I don't need you to believe the way I believe. I don't need you to have the same faith I have. Because how are you gonna find your relationship with God if I'm sitting there manhandling you with my words? If I'm using, here, wait, you can look at it, but don't shake the thing, dude. We're jamming up our thing here. So that to me is is the difference between God and religion, dude. Because religious people will say that if you don't believe in my understanding of God, you're wrong. That something's wrong with you and you're going to be damned to whatever they think it is. As far as I know, free will gives everyone the right to make their own decision. And I can't do anything about your decision. All I can do is be here for you and try to be a reason why you might want to explore what it is that I consider my relationship with God. So bear with me here. Careful, owl. What I do know is this, that I don't need to live in fear anymore. That's what God's done for me. God has given me the ability not to live in fear and live in love and live in light, right? Because I know that like this is but a short journey, that I'm a human being, that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience in this spacesuit called Hamish. And that no matter what happens to me, because I've chosen to have my relationship with God, I get everlasting life in the cosmic sense of what it is. I don't know what it truly is, but I don't need to know, because that's what faith is. So I've always had it. It just didn't become refined till I got sober. I'll say that like I've always been searching for a relationship with God, and it truly didn't manifest itself until I got sober. Till I stopped putting things between me and my contact with God. And so here I am, and I don't need to be afraid to speak about it, because I'm not doing it for any other reason than out of love. You see what I'm saying? Is too many people think that they need to shove their concept of God down your throat. And to me, that is religion. And that's the difference. Now, my thing's very specific, and people will be like, oh, well, if you believe in God, you don't believe in science. I don't see them excluding each other. In fact, I think science is beginning now to explain God. You know, if you think into quantum mechanics and string theory. Owl, come here. Don't go over there, buddy. And you start to think that, I think that is what the resurrection was about. But that's a different thing, because I'm not skilled enough to speak on these matters in depth. That's what a pastor is for. And many pastors I've met are very clear that their job is not to judge you. See, that's the thing. That's where I've begun to speak more freely about it, because I'm not coming from a place of judgment anymore. I'm just sharing my experience because it's done wonders for me. God has truly revealed himself in the architecture of my life. And if I look at myself from video 1, 7.5 years ago, to this video now, I can see my arc and what God has done for me, because I know, and I speak very clearly about it in a lot of videos, I am powerless. And left to my own devices, I will make a mess of my life. But if I turn myself over to God, everything works out like that. Now, that doesn't make me a doormat. I have discernment. I was given a brain and hands and arms and legs and a heart and soul to use in the name of my relationship with God. So the more and more I move through it, the more and more I'm freely expressing myself, because other people may not understand it. Like, look, I can say that I was pretty much raised as an agnostic. And you know, I know people that say they're atheists, but that's a tough road to hoe, dude. Like, you got to be pretty, like, that's a pretty rigid concept, atheism. And so, you know, when I truly began to find and understand it, God opened his arms to me. And see, I don't believe in an angry God. I don't believe in a judging God. I believe in a loving God. It's you're your own worst enemy. See, that's what I've come to realize is I am my own worst enemy. It's not, God doesn't do anything but try to help me. I'm always the one monkeying up the thing. I'm always the monkey wrench in my reality. So here I am sharing my thing, and and it is it's a personal relationship. It is my personal relationship with God. So that doesn't mean that I need to make you believe what I believe. I'm just sharing my experience so that maybe you will open yourself up to have your own experience. And I think that's what it is. I think that's what religion does, is close people's minds, because they've got a bunch of people chopping each other's heads off and killing each other in the name of God. That's religion, dude. That's not God. That's a bunch of people running around with a bunch of bad ideas, disguising themselves in a religion to go do bad stuff because they're bad people. So I don't have to be afraid of you, and you don't have to be afraid of me. So I don't have to make you do anything. Ow. No. Ow, we're deep in the thing right now. We'll get going here in a second. Okay, buddy? I know you're ready to start walking home. Okay, come here. Okay. So, for example, my sister-in-law, buddy. He wanted to rock behind the camera. I'll use a bag of nuts. Hardcore lesbian. I love her, dude. I don't care that she's a lesbian. Her lesbianism doesn't have anything to do with my personal relationship with God. But she gets pretty up in my space about her lesbianness, right? Like I don't sit there and stick like that's my trip, is like experiencing people that use their thing against me. I'm sorry, people, about the shaky video, the birds floating around. And that's what I mean. It's like she's up in my face about her lesbianness. I don't care. I don't have a judgment. I don't see my understanding of Jesus Christ and what Jesus is about means that I don't need to condemn her and say that her life is wrong and that she's doing something wrong because she's made her decision. What I need to do is be an example of what a Christian should be, which is loving, non-judgmental, kind, and have my house open. Now, that's different. Like I wouldn't allow violence into my house. I wouldn't allow negativity into my house. But I don't need to be afraid of people with different ideas, people with different beliefs. Now, look, man, I'm not letting any Satanist into my doors. Like, yeah, the line has got to draw somewhere. But I'm not afraid of people. I don't need to be afraid, because that's what my relationship with God's done, is freed me of fear. Now, hey, every now and then I get jammed up. I got bad days too, dude, where I go into fear and I don't quite understand what's going on. But all I have to do is take time to make conscious contact with God. And how do I do that? I pray all the time, you know, and the easiest prayer I know is help. Help! And I have to get quiet to hear God talk to me. You know, some people say that praying is asking God for help and meditating is listening to God's answers. I'm not that great of a meditator, but I can go get quiet and listen, and that's why I go on my walks, and that's why I go out into nature. See, I don't see any need to inflict in the name of God. That's religion. That's what if I could convey anything in this video, is religion and God are not the same thing. In fact, I don't see how God can exist in religion. Now that's that thing where, you know, we got a lot of people in the world right now who are getting ready to start up all sorts of cultural wars. You know, you look at the Crusades and stuff that's gone on through history with a bunch of people killing each other, saying that their God is right and my God is wrong. It's like, dude, I don't need to do that. All I need to do is act according to God's gift to me. You get what I'm saying? Is if my God is true, then I don't need to ever do anything to you. And I don't need to ever say it's my way or the highway. all I'm supposed to do is live by example. I can't say that I believe in Jesus Christ and then go act like an a-hole to somebody who's maybe an atheist or a lesbian or whatever they may be. You see, my understanding of what Jesus was about was about forgiveness and understanding and love and empathy. So I just wanted to clarify it. It's a complex thing. I hope I don't see how I could have offended anyone, but you know, the minute you say God and Jesus, you start getting thumbs down, because that's a religion too. Is having closed ears is just as much of a religion as any of these other religions. Just because you have a different understanding of your relationship with the universe and time and space doesn't make you wrong. Doesn't make me wrong either. Because we're all trying to figure this out. There's 7.5 billion people having a human experience here. And the one thing I know for sure is we're all spiritual beings. And we all come from source energy. We all come from God. Whether people choose to believe that or not is up to them. And you know what, man? I don't know how you could live without God. It's got to be a lonely place. It really has to be a lonely, scary world without God. But anyway, maybe I'll get some good feedback. And the thing is, like, look, I'm definitely not. I don't want people arguing. That's not what this is about. I'm just sharing my experience, trying to open the conversation and be the example of what I think it may be. All right, this is the illusion out. Owl's ready to walk. You ready to walk? Yeah. All right.